fierce storm was raging over the island of Soda. Rain poured, thunder boomed from all around, and the clouds grew dark. All the engines on the island huddled within their sheds, hoping the storm would soon pass. The next morning, the engines awoke to see that the island was in a terrible state. Trees had fallen on the line, the rails were damaged, and even some bridges were swept away or in need of major repairs. Rusty, the narrow-gauge inspection diesel, was helping to clean the scar they left. The work was too much, even for little people. So Duncan was sent to help them with the cleanup. Not happy about it.
Why should I have to help with the doom maintenance work? Why can't Peter, Sam, or Rhaenys do it instead?
Said Duncan. Oh, keep quiet, Rusty said. Besides, you'd only be complaining to the other engines in the shed. At least you get to be doing the work, unlike the others. Duncan just groaned. Over the next few weeks, Duncan complained endlessly. He would not stop bickering with Rusty, the other engines, and even the workmen. Despite everything, though, Duncan still did a good job helping with the maintenance. Eventually, the cleanup was near completion, and Duncan was glad to soon be over with the job. But one evening, the Fat Controller came to the sheds.
Duncan, I am very impressed with your work in the last few weeks,
The Fat Controller said happily.
As a reward, you can help pull some of the special visitor trains. You mean it, sir?
Duncan said excitedly.
Why, yes, of course, Duncan. You've earned it.
The other engines cheered and whistled for Duncan. But that silenced the chorus of whistles and cheers, and spoke again.
However, the job is not done. You still need to do the final check on the old iron bridge tonight.
Duncan gulped.
Can it wait till morning, son?
Duncan said, trying to hide the fear in his voice.
We need to get trains going to the slate mines again tomorrow, and it has to be done. Good day.
And with that, the Fat Controller left for home. Silence fell over the engines, but was suddenly broken by the sound of Sir Handel's laughter.
And you're scared of the ghost,
said Sir Handel mockingly. Peter Sam chimed in. I think he is, Sir Handel, and he must think my train of slate would drag him down to the ocean floor too. Wah! Peter Sam said, bursting into laughter.
That's enough, you two,
Skarloey said sternly. Rusty spoke up. Well, we best get a move on. No point putting it off. And with that, the engines rolled away. Eventually, the two engines were nearing the old bridge. Duncan, still nervous.
I hope I don't see the ghost tonight,
Duncan said anxiously. Rusty was growing tired of Duncan's ranting. Oh, will you come off it? I was only joking about the story, and your crew was only playing a trick on you.
You all might have been trying to trick me, but I know I saw something on that bridge that can't be explained,
Duncan said, losing patience. Rusty just ignored him, not wanting to waste his breath on Duncan. Soon, they reached the old bridge. Suddenly, the sound of falling rocks was heard, and almost as soon as it started, it stopped. Oh dear, said Rusty worriedly. Some of those rocks have blocked the line. Duncan, you go and inspect the line ahead. We'll see if the track is safe enough to use.
All right.
Duncan, with a deep breath, set off towards the quarry. Duncan steamed down the line, still fearful of what could be out there. But to Duncan's relief, he reached the quarry safely. After a small check, he was about to head home when an idea flew in his funnel.
Hey, driver,
Duncan said mischievously. What is it, old boy? The driver said curiously.
What if we play a wee trick on Rusty?
His driver thought for a moment and agreed to the trick. So the crew covered Duncan in slate dust, and they set off to the old iron bridge. Meanwhile, Rusty was doing some final checks when suddenly he heard the sound of slow, deep puffing. Rusty called out, Duncan, is that you?" No one replied. Rusty grew nervous. "Duncan, this isn't funny." Still no reply. Rusty went to go do something else, but was swiftly interrupted by the sound of a haunting whistle. The whistle sounded nothing like Duncan's. Before Rusty could even think, the shape of an engine emerged from the mist. The engine looked like Scarlet, only it had an eerie white paintwork and a faceless smokebox door. Despite the lack of eyes, Rusty felt like the engine was staring right through him. And before Rusty could do anything, the engine moved forward. Rusty didn't know what to do. He just shut his eyes and prayed for the engine to go away. As he did, he heard the sound of an engine coming off the rails, a terrifying whistle, and a huge loud splash. And then, silence. Rusty opened one eye and saw that the horrible engine was gone. The little diesel was frozen in fear when he saw another engine come out of the mist. Rusty, out of sheer terror, ran away from the bridge.
"I didn't think that would be so easy,"
Duncan said, surprised that the trick worked so well. Rusty was racing as fast as he could to get away from the bridge, when suddenly he came off the rails and landed next to a pile of rocks. Duncan heard the crash, quickly cleaned off the slate dust, and raced to find Rusty. It didn't take long to find Rusty next to the pile of rocks. Duncan was dumbfounded, so he just pulled Rusty back onto the rails and finished cleaning the rocks, and he pushed the train. When they got back to the sheds, Rusty quietly spoke to Duncan. "You were right about the ghost, about everything." Duncan quietly smirked to himself, thinking he'd tricked Rusty good. Rusty took a few days to recover from the ordeal, and almost always refused to go back to the bridge for a few days. Even still, Rusty doesn't like going to the old iron bridge. Duncan never told Rusty about the trick, and he moved on to his own business. Rusty still thinks about that night and wonders what really happened on that bridge. I wonder if he really saw a ghost. Don't you?